Do you have a 5150 or any high gain amp and it's making a lot of hiss, but so you want to quieten it down a little bit? I think I might have a solution for you. Cue that music, Simone. All right, welcome back to the channel. I'm very excited today because I fixed a problem. I love fixing problems. I took the 5150 to a band practice. I was doing a fill-in gig, and they wanted to have a rehearsal the night before the show. So I ran out there and I thought, I'm going to try this amp out in the wild. And it was wild. I couldn't control the thing. Like, it sounded okay, but you know, when you turn the high gain amp up, you got some hiss. I was getting some feedback, and I just could not control this thing to where I felt comfortable at the show with it. So I ran my Hughes and Kettner instead, and had a great show. Everything was fine. But I want to use this amp. I mean, I like it. I love it. I want to use it. So, what do we do? First thing, obviously, my first thought was I'm going to need a noise suppressor of some sort to quieten this thing down. So I went to my local music store, Texas Music Emporium, over there where all my good buddies work. And I bought a Boss NS2, plugged it in, ran it through the front of the amp, and it did not do anything to quieten this amp down, not one bit. So then we tried it through the effects loop, and that worked mighty fine. I watched a guy, he's got a small, I think it was kind of a small channel, kind of like this one, but he had the 5153 Stealth, and same thing, he had it cranked up, and he was using the More noise killer pedal through the effects loop. And I researched that pedal. It doesn't look like they make it new anymore. But you can find them used, and I found several of them. So I had a couple of issues, and I've been doing I've been also tweaking the sound of this amp and trying some different things to try to really give it the gusto that I want. I've been watching Kyle Bull's channel on YouTube. Now he's a much bigger channel, and he runs a lot of high gain amps and overdrive pedals through the high gain amps to show you how good they can sound. So I thought that sounds pretty good to me. My thought was I'm going to run the overdrive pedal through the blue channel because it's a quieter channel anyway. It's not as hissy as the red channel. So with an overdrive pedal, and this blue channel's been modded too, by the way. So with the overdrive pedal in the blue channel, I can make it sound almost as good as the red channel, but still not quite. It's just not quite the same. The red channel just does it for me. So my goal is, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to dial that blue channel in for more of a classic rock sound. You know, playing in a cover band, I play a lot of different genres of music, so I may be playing Metallica one minute and Leonard Skinner the next. So if I could switch over to the blue channel, give it more of that twangy, I think I'm going to do that. But so anyway, I bought a Walrus Audio Ages overdrive pedal, and it really added some nice oomph to it. The problem is, when you start having more noise coming through the front, it creates more noise. So basically what you have, an amplifier, you got your preamp, you got your power amp. Now the power amp just gives it this power, it, makes it loud and all that kind of good stuff. But the preamp is where you're going to get that overdrive. And when you crank the gain up on there, that power amp or that preamp starts. So the first thing we have to do is kill that. So you go through the effects loop, because that comes after the preamp. And so whatever noise the preamp is making and sending that signal, the noise suppressor will cut it off. Going through the front of the amp, that overdrive pedal and other pedals, it's going to cause noise as well. So I decided I'm going to need two noise suppressors. It sounds crazy, but so I went ahead and went to Guitar Center's website. I ordered one of their More noise killers, which is just you can see there, a little simple little pedal here. Just ran it through the effects loop, and when you got hiss, you just turn that knob until the hiss goes away. There is a switch on there called hard and soft. Soft, once you're done playing, you'll have a little bit of noise for a longer period of time. If you hit it on hard, it cuts it off quicker. So you get silence a lot quicker when you stop playing. So I left it on the hard setting, and it's dialed up right now at about 10 o'clock. It didn't, So if you dial it too much, kills the signal completely. You have no sound. So what you want to do is just dial it. As soon as the hiss stops, leave it alone. Don't go any further. So then I put my NS2 through the front of the amp, and that kills all the sounds, the noise coming from overdrives and what sort of thing like that. So if you right now, all the noise suppressors are on. Pretty quiet. If I take off the one in the effects loop, you can hear it. Turn it on, noise is gone. So then if I come over here and turn this one off, that's mainly caused from the overdrive pedal. But noise suppressor on, boop. Now what does it sound like when we turn the overdrive off? The overdrive is on right now. The gain is all the way down, but just have the overdrive on. It kind of gives it more of an oomph. So back on. You can really hear it more when you turn it off. You really hear the difference. So here it go off. I just love that sound. It just grabs you right by the throat. So anyway, got the noise killed. The volume's down. I mean, this ain't loud enough to be playing in a band. But if I turn the guitar up and I start rolling this volume up, you can see, I mean, it's still quiet. And it's at about 9 o'clock right now, which doesn't sound very high, but these amps are extremely loud. If I hit this chord right now, my wife could down here and kill me. But that's very loud, and you can see it's still quiet. So I don't want to cause any problems. My wife's not feeling well today, so I don't want to bug her. So anyway, amp sounds great. Noise has been suppressed to where, but I didn't lose any tone. With the NS2 pedal, it's got two knobs. It's got a decay and a threshold. When I had it going through, one thing I like about the more is it's one knob. You just turn it down until the noise stops. With the Boss, you got the threshold and the decay, and I really had to fine tune it when it was going through the effects loop, because sometimes I had it down where it was quiet, but when I hit the chord, when I first start playing, my volume would be lower, and then it would come up to, and as long as I was playing, it was fine. As soon as I stopped and started over, every time I started over, my volume was low and come out, so I had to keep dialing it back until it quit doing that. And that was mainly done, I believe, with the decay switch, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's a lot easier on the front to use it. I got the decay pretty much all the way down. I don't need that much coming through the front, just silence these pedals. And the threshold is about 2 o'clock. And that quietens it down nice and neatly. Now I was going to show you, and I don't know if you could hear the difference that the overdrive made, because like I said, I'm just running through the mic through the, picking up a mic through the iPad here, the little lavalier mic. But it does make a difference, and an overdrive pedal can really help a high gain amp sound even better. So I'm going to turn this off for just a second, and I'm going to show you some other little doodads I picked up with this new pedal board I picked up. I got the pedal board itself for free. Kind of gifted to me, so I decided I'm gonna make some use of it, because I don't like having pedals strewn all over the floor, and they wind up getting pushed around and all that kind of stuff. This way you keep them all in one place, you can carry them, and when everything's already hooked up, you just plug in, boom. As you can see, they don't fall off. I attached them with that 3M hook and loop. It's kind of like Velcro, but it's plastic, and it's called a loop hook and loop or something like that. You'll see it. It's good stuff. I mean, it's they ain't going nowhere. When you put them on, it feels like they snap in place. You can feel like go snip, snip. So that's pretty cool. But basically, what I was doing is running through the tuner to the drop pedal to the wah, and then I got a cord running underneath to the overdrive, which is the wah. You can see the gain's all the way down. And you can add some more gain to it if you want to, but you really don't need it. Just to give it more body, you can keep the gain all the way down on this pretty much, and then the noise suppressor last, so that anything in this signal chain that's making noise, this will knock it out before it gets to the amp. And then I found this little power supply called K-Line, C-A. Oops, I know I'm probably making noise on the mic. I apologize. K-Line. So I was looking at power supplies, and so I'm like, most of them started like over $100. I found this one on Amazon for about $35. It has 8 outputs, 300 to 500 milliamps, and it's all isolated power. So each output has its own isolated power. So you're going to get a quieter, cleaner signal. As you can see, it didn't make any noise. And I zip tied all my wires up nice and neat. Got everything running through nice and neat. Had to get a 2-foot ribbon patch cable to connect from here to here, which was a little bit too long, but I couldn't. My next choice down was too short. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with my new little pedal board. I think this is going to work out pretty well. The overdrive pedal, the Walrus Ages overdrive pedal, if you buy it new, it's about $250. But you know me, I do not pay MSRP, so start searching, you'll find one a lot cheaper. You just go to Reverb, Guitar Center's used site has a bunch of them. Well, they have some, and that's where I got mine, because one of the local stores actually had a used one in stock, and so I was able to go over and just pick it up. But I think I paid like $140 for it. Not too bad for a quality, overdrive pedal. But yeah, good stuff. So if you got any questions, leave them in the comments or whatever. But basically, my main focus was to knock out the noise and the hiss, and to find some isolated power for my pedals that wasn't super expensive. And I also wanted to beef up my sound a little bit with that overdrive pedal. And I think it's going to work out. So anyway, y'all enjoy your weekend out there, and be nice to everybody. Doesn't cost you a thing. Peace.